my friends, it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on the Budget and another weekend, fun-packed weekend with lockdown life. How are you enjoying yourselves? I'm going to say it's growing on me because no, it's definitely not growing on me, but you kind of adapt, don't you? I've kind of adapted to it. And it also, it gives you time to think as well. You know, I've been thinking about things and thinking about sorting things that I haven't thought about or put to the back of my mind, or, you know, things like that. I've certainly thought a lot, not with much outcome because I can't get out of the house to do anything, but certainly, you know, I've thought the things that I should be putting into place that maybe I haven't. Certainly a better exercise routine when I get home. Certainly trying to do a little bit more study, which I can do here. Alison courses are marvellous, by the way. I will link them below. So yeah, I've certainly thought of been thinking of lots of things and you know, prioritising things as well. And also very much so how I can improve my channel, what I can do to improve my channel. Because that's really, really important to me. YouTube, and I know I've said it lots of times, YouTube is such a huge part of my life. I love it. I just love talking to you guys. I love being here. And your responses and, you know, interaction. I love it. I just absolutely love it. And I'm just thinking how I can help that or improve that or make that better for you, for me, for... You know, I just really want to think a lot more about my YouTube content. So yeah, there's not much going on. Been watching a lot of YouTube, and my lovely friend Channel Choccy Kaz, who I've been privileged to meet and I love to absolute bits, done a tag. Now, I've done a few tags on YouTube, but I quite liked this one, and I don't think I've done this one. I've done a few, but they're sort of scattered everywhere. But I think at a time like this now, I love my makeup. I'll never stop doing that because that's who I am. But at a time like this now, I think tags are good because they're kind of more fun. You know, it's not that makeup's not fun, but I think tags are quite good at the moment, aren't they? When we're just trying to sort of all entertain each other. So anyway, I digress. My beautiful friend Kaz, she did a tag. I'm not sure where she got it from, but it's 15 random facts about me. So I'm going to do that one today. Some of these have maybe been in other tags, but I think it's quite a new tag. So I'll link to Kaz's channel, and also who Kaz got it from, she would have linked as well. So it goes down the line, doesn't it? So 15 random facts about me tag. Number 1, when was the last time you cried? Yesterday. The grandchildren come to the window, and you know, they're holding their arms up and blowing me kisses through the air, and I'm smiling and laughing, and as soon as I went to the front door and opened it, but they're a distance away from me obviously, and I'm laughing with them and we're doing funny dances, and as soon as I shut the door I cried my eyes out. That's me all over. Number 2, what's the first thing you notice about people? Definitely a smile, definitely an expression, and I can't even put into words the expression that I'm thinking of. It's not something in the eyes, something in just something they portray or they give out with their expression or their look or their eyes, or that's the first thing I always notice. I mean, it's not everyday kind of thing. If it's everyday someone that's in the street, I might think I like that dress, or I like her handbag, or something like that. Or where did she get that eyeshadow? But if it's actually someone I'm meeting or someone I'm being introduced to, I would look for I don't know, that kind of, the expression, what they portray in their expression. And I think the first sort of 5 minutes you know someone or meet someone, sometimes you can tell an awful lot by that first aura you get about them, and that's kind of what I look for. Number 3, what's the furthest you've ever been from home? To America. I went to America last year. I was very privileged. I loved it. I love the American people. I just love it. I loved America, and some of my dearest friends I met up with, and I am just so grateful. And what's happening now and everything that's going on, I'm just so grateful that I had that opportunity to meet those lovely people. Number 4, what did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a hairdresser. I've always had that beauty thing in me, you know, that I love all that, and I wanted to be a hairdresser. And a lot of you know that I come from quite a strict, sturdy household when I was a child, and when I was growing up. But I was also terrified of dogs, terrified. I got, you might think, where's this going? I got an apprenticeship, which we had back then, and it's what I wanted since I was a wee, you know. And I got an apprenticeship. And one day with a sort of single, it was different then. There wasn't these great big huge Tonian guys and, you know, scissor cuts and everything that there is now. It was more small, individually run hairdressers. But anyway, as I said again, I got this apprenticeship, and I was there for a while, and I was doing well. It was a 3-year apprenticeship. I think it was my first year, the end of my first year. The owner brought her dog in. Now, I was terrified of the dogs at the time. I'm not so bad now, apart from vicious little Bichons. I'm not so bad now, you know, but I was terrified of dogs at the time. And she brought her dog in, and it was a guard dog. It was a huge, massive German Shepherd. And I was so frightened, and it wasn't the dog's fault because it was a nice little big dog. But I was terrified. I was terrified of the dog. And I was more terrified of going home and telling my dad and everything that I was frightened of the dog. So I told them I didn't like the profession. I didn't want to stay in hairdressing. It wasn't for me. It wasn't what I thought it was, because I didn't want to. The repercussions of saying that is because I was scared of the dog. So yeah, so that's how my hairdressing career went down the tubes. But yeah, and then I went to university. So things went on from there that had a reason. I went on to further education, and I became a personnel manager. And I was very, very happy with my career, and I loved the time that I was working in personnel. But initially, as a young girl, from a child, I wanted to be a hairdresser. That was long-winded, wasn't it? Number 5, what was your favourite and worst subject at school? My favourite subject at school was always anything domestic. I loved domestic science. I loved anything to do with social life. I liked commerce. I liked social studies. Some parts of domestic science and science as a whole, they were almost my favourite. My worst subject at school was maths, and it still is maths today. What name choices did you have for your kids? So I've got 2 daughters. Their names are Emma and Rebecca. When I was very small, there was a program called The Adventures, and Diana Rigg played a character called Emma Peel. She used to wear leather and do all the fighting and everything. And I loved the name. It was the first time I'd heard the name Emma. So I just loved the name. And then when I was about 12, I got a kitten, and I called the kitten Emma. That was my first little cat. And when I had my first baby, I called her Emma too. So I always loved that name. Rebecca, it was a choice. I had quite a few names that I liked. I liked Katie, and there was quite a few names I liked, but I wanted names always that you could that were short enough to say as they were, or to shorten to a name. You know what I mean? Like Becky is Rebecca and so forth. That you can shorten it to something, because people do. They do shorten it. They call Emma M. You know, it's it's how it is, isn't it? They always shorten names. But Rebecca was sort of a choice of names. But I'm so glad I called her Rebecca, because she's Rebecca now. You know how those, they grow on you, don't they? But Emma's name was since I was a very little girl. Do you have, what number is this? Number 7. Do you have any bad habits? Yes. I say a lot. So do you know what I mean when I'm I do that a lot. It drives me crazy when I'm doing it. So I'm do you know what? I'm literally thinking now as I'm saying this, don't say don't say and I do it all the time, and it drives me crazy, and I'm sure it must drive you crazy too as well. Next question, number 8. Do you have any tattoos? No, not one. Would I have one now? If it wasn't for fear of it wrinkling up within a couple of years, I probably would have one. A little bird or something, or a tiny little pigeon, I think I would like. But no, I think by now it's all going wrinkling up too quickly. Do you have a middle name? Yes, I do. It's Linda. What's your favourite perfume? I've got probably 2, although there's lots and lots. But if I was being brought to prison, I think my 2 favourites have been for years is Calvin Klein's Eternity and the original Eternity. I love that. That is probably my all-time favourite perfume. And Marc Jacobs Daisy, the original Daisy. I like, those are my favourite. If I was going to be bought anything, they're the ones. What's your favourite film? I've got 2 favourite films. My favourite serious side film is Shawshank Redemption. I love the film. I think it's the best film made. I adore it. And my favourite on the lighter side, I love Love Actually. I think that's a lovely fun story. How tall are you? How tall are you? On good days I'm 5'1". On bad days no, I'm 5'1". I'm a little diddy. What is your biggest downfall? I'm not sure how to answer that. What's a downfall? I'm very self-critical. I used to say I was gullible, but I don't think I'm gullible now. I think I'm quite wise to that now. But self-critical. I think that I stopped doing a lot of things because I don't believe that I can. I think self-critical, yeah, definitely. What's the worst pain you've ever had? Childbirth. I think a lot of us would say that. And also, I had an abscess on a wisdom tooth, and that was awful. It was awful. But I've got, look, pains we all have every day, isn't it? And pains at different things I have because of what I've got wrong with me, like a lot of joint pain, a lot of muscle pain, a lot of fatigue pain, a lot of pain. But if you was talking about one particular real shocker of a pain, I would say childbirth. What was... last one. What's your most embarrassing moment? Now, guys, I've told this story before. I don't think I've told it for a couple of years, but my most embarrassing moment was when the girls were younger. I joined a fitness club, that had a diet place in it as well. It was Jenny Craig, but years ago Jenny Craig was very, very different. And it had a gym underneath. So I'd gone to get my sachets and things that it was then. It used to be different Jenny Craig. And I went downstairs into the gym. So I was younger and fitter, obviously. So I came out of the gym. Now, from the gym to walk down to train home was 10-minute walk along the high street. It was in the high road. So I'm walking down the road and the car's going woohoo, woohoo. And I thought, oh, crikey, that gym's worked in 10 minutes. I was walking down the road and I thought, what's going on? Anyway, I got to the traffic lights where I had to cross the road to get to the train station. And as I was standing there, the traffic pulled up, you know, for the lights. And the guy wound the window down and he said to me, where have I seen that face before? And he was pointing down. And all my skirt was tucked up into my underwear and my stockings, and everything was all on show, and the back of my panties was all on show. Oh my goodness. I thought, oh, that's the worst embarrassing moment of my life, especially thinking all the twosing walking down the high street, not to doing my 10 minutes in the gym, it was to doing the back. Everything was up. Oh dear. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely my most embarrassing moment. Okay, guys, so that was my 15 questions you might not know about me. I hope you enjoyed that. I do. Okay, so I also wanted to add on this video, on this Saturday morning that I'm making it, a couple of weeks ago I started something called Friendship Friday. It was when, and I want to do it every week if I can. It's something that I saw on Samantha Giles' channel, and you know how much I love Samantha. And I'm kind of doing it in her memory as well. And I just think it's a nice thing that she did. I've not seen a lot of it, but I just thought it was a nice thing she did. And she used to call it Thank You Thursday, but I want to do the Friendship Fridays. I've only done it once so far, and I didn't do it last week. Everything's kind of a little bit higgledy-piggledy, and one day's going into next, and to be honest, I just forget where I am. But it is something I want to keep doing. And what it is just thanking my lovely subscribers and my lovely friends. I often give shout out to other channels that I love and are so deserving, but I wanted to do what Samantha does, and just once a week to mention one of my subscribers. So that's what Friendship Friday is. Now, I hope you get to know this is coming on a Friday, but also that whoever I've got so many lovely subscribers. I mean, just wonderful friends I've made, and I just love you all. I really, really do. But I can only mention one a week. That was the idea that I got from Samantha. So please understand, it's not anyone that I'm thinking, oh, that one's better or that one's better, because I just love you all. But it's just a random pick of one a week. And I hope you understand that. And thank you for sticking with me and being with my channel, because I just appreciate you all so much, and you've made this time so much easier for me too. So the lady I would like to choose today, and why I picked her, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Deb 28 Chanel, is it Chanel? Now I don't know if that, yes, Chatel. No, it's Chatel. But anyway, Deb, you know who you are, don't you? And I just want to say thank you so much for all the encouragement you've given me, and all the lovely answers you give me. And you've picked me up lots and lots of times when, especially during this time that we're living in, it's not very nice, is it? And we could all do with a bit of a boost. And Thank you, Deb, for all the nice things you say to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Deb, for everything. Thank you. So that's my shout out for today. I'll do the same next week. I hope you all have a good weekend, although I'm sure I don't know what you're doing. If you're having barbecue, can we have barbecues in the garden? I haven't got a barbecue here, but you can if it's with your household, can't you? And it's quite nice weather at the moment, so we're doing all right. I'm going with that again. Did you hear that? It was in the thing. See, we're doing the again. I'll speak to you again tomorrow. You take care of yourselves and God bless.